So now I'm going to remove the pump from the tank. There we go, there's a fuel pump which we need to strip down. So as you can see, we've got a couple of screws on both sides here. We need to remove those first, and the cables and the connectors here. Just remember which sides they go on. The white side would be on the right hand side of this black cable here. There's a flat blade or Phillips. Okay, one side. And you've got the spacer and the grip there. Release the other side. Make sure you don't lose those pieces. Just going to disconnect these two cables here. It's easy to do, just slide it off the pins. There's one. And the other. Two. And as you can see here, if you pull the pump open, it's actually gripped on by this tooth here. So you need to just push those back and then pull at the same time. So once you've worked those pins, just kind of move it backwards and forwards and pull at the same time. Once you've pushed those lugs in and just worked it through, it'll just come apart quite easy. There we go. And I think already we can see some debris on there. Metallic feeling. Take the top cap off and have a look at the strainer. Well, you can see there, look how dirty it is. I mean, on my bike I've got 10,000 kilometers, but that's saturated in crap. And I'm just going to remove the pump out of its casing, just slide straight out, and the cable, this cable here, will follow through. So when you reinsert that, make sure that the cable actually falls through the same slot. There's also an O-ring inside. Make sure that stays in place for when you reinsert. So if we look inside this, it's a little bit dirty. It's not too bad, but like I said, there's only 10,000 k on my bike, but you know, I can scoop this on my finger, and it's very metallic in its feeling. So put that to one side. And here the strainer, it just pulls off in a fairly easy tug. Just clip it straight off. There we go. So now we've disconnected the strainer, and as you can see, it's pretty clogged. I mean, look at that there. I'll just pull from my finger. Okay, so that's not what we want to see. So that's rubbish. So all I'm going to do is just give this a clean. Either use some clean fuel or some injector cleaner, something like that. I think you could probably use maybe kerosene and something similar to give that a good clean. So here we have the Mazinga system, which is what I'm now going to install on the pump. We have one replacement strainer, which is much better than the standard one that was on there. This is around 42-43 microns if I'm not mistaken. It's slightly bigger, so it will have a better filtration capacity. On top of that, we're going to fit the Mazinga filter, which actually covers the whole of the pump itself once it's all put back together. So this just mounts on the pump, exactly the same as the other one. You see you've got the aligner here, and then the where it actually sits onto, so it literally just slots straight onto there. There we go. So That's one new strainer. It's slightly bigger, even though it will fold, it will still offer better filtration capacity than this one. So all we need to do now is just slide the pump back into its housing and make sure that it fits on the O-ring that's inside there, and make sure the cables are coming through the right areas. There we go. So we've got the cable coming through there, and this one just sits in the slot here. Just give it a push in. There we go. You can hear the click. So once you've fitted the new strainer and inserted the pump back inside the housing, you just need to push these back a little bit, because when you put the top back on, it's just going to compress the sides. So make sure you get it the right way. So it's just going to slide over, and these pins here will slot back in the slots, one here and one here. So just guide it in on both sides, there, and then just push it back together. So once you've fitted the top back on, the cap, the next job is then to slide it back over the two brackets and make sure that it fits into the seal here. Once it's back in place, put the square washers or lugs back in place. Just have to push that down, make sure that it sits inside there. Once you've got one in, just put a screw in there loosely, not forgetting of course to put the cable back in there, like so. Same on the other side. You can see here. Put that in and then just push down on it so it fits in. Same again, make sure you connect the cable. Okay, just apply a bit of downward pressure on it, not too hard, just to tighten those back up. There we go. And then remembering to connect the cables. White one was on the right hand side of this, and black on the left. That's that one. And that one. There we go. So now internally we've got the Mazinga strainer, and all we have to do now is to fit the extra filter around the pump itself. So now I'm going to fit the whole filter over the pump. To do that, all you have to do is slide it over the pump itself and apply a bit of force. The bits that are sticking out, just bring it over that first. Keep going. There we go. All the way up, as far as it will go. Right, so as you can see, the filter is all the way up to the top as much as possible. You can't do anything about these nuts that are up there. They're just something that will just get in the way. So just literally twist and turn the filter all the way up to the top as much as possible. And then that's it. That's done. And now it's ready to be inserted back into the gas tank. So now all we've got to do is put the fuel pump back in the tank. Make sure the nuts go in the right order. This one here goes on the yellow blob on the tank. It should have a yellow blob anyway to indicate that that's the nut specifically for that point. So I'm going to take the fuel filter out in here, the Guglatech, which has done approximately 3000k if that, because I originally had the first model. This is the armoured version, the new version. So if you actually check my videos from before, I think I installed it when the bike was around about 7000k, around that kind of mark, and now it's just over 10,000. So I'm going to take this out, cut it open, and just to see what it's caught in there. Okay, so I've now cut the bag open, and as you can see inside there, there's all sorts of stuff. Bearing in mind that this is 2000, 3000k max. So if you're going to be riding a bike that's going to be doing 10,000, 20,000k, that crap is going to get in your fuel system.